If you're deconstructing and you wanted to hear a mic drop, last night around midnight, I was watching Tia Deconstructed live on TikTok. And the very last caller that she had dropped a huge mic on a story and a situation in a story that I've talked about many times before. But from the moral standpoint to which the two young ladies discussed it, it was a huge mind-blowing mic drop that I was surprised I have never thought about in all my readings of the Bible and of the book of Genesis. So Tia Deconstructed on her live at the very end. She was doing a live last night that was people being able to call in and talk about their pathway, their journey of deconstructing. The last person that she had to call in was a young lady who goes by the name The Realist. And The Realist, she initiated the conversation by talking about how she and both Tia were on a different live, and they didn't mention the name of that person. Otherwise, I would definitely tell you the name of it, because I like to give credit where credit is due, because I don't want you to think that this was a me thing. But her and Tia began to discuss what the other young lady talked about on her live, and that was in the Genesis story concerning Adam and Eve's nakedness. So here's the big mic drop. When you look at this story of Adam and Eve, and that they were naked in the garden, for how long they were naked in the garden is unknown. Now, anytime I've gotten to this part of the story, I've always related it based on the context of the historical time frame to which the Genesis story was being written, especially Genesis chapter 2. So Genesis chapter 2 was written and edited over a 400-year period, from the Assyrian exile all the way to the end of the Babylonian exile. It is not finalized until after the Babylonian exile between the northern Israelites and the Judahite people. Now, anytime I've thought about it and spoken about it, I was speaking about it from the framework that the people who were doing the writing at that time recognized for them that to uncover someone's nakedness is to be a shameful thing, is to be a sin. So the shame that Adam and Eve felt, the shame that this God talked about, was based on the culture of the people who were writing for that day. But when you look at it from what these ladies were discussing last night, the moral point of view of it is actually worse. You see, from the moral point of view of it, here's what they talked about. Adam and Eve have been walking around butt booty naked. For how long, we don't know. This God was okay viewing them, watching them, talking to them while they were naked. This guy was okay with them walking around in a situation that he would then think is shameful, but he was fine with them committing to this shameful act as long as they didn't know that what they were doing was shameful. She gave an example last night, and I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something in relation to a parent allowing their children to do something that the parent knows is wrong. It's not necessarily causing dangerous harm to them, but allowing them to continuously do something wrong and let it be okay for them to do it, as long as they don't know that what they're doing is wrong, even though the parent knows what they're doing is wrong. What does that say about the parent? What does that say about the parent? In my own thought process, that would be like a parent letting 5 and 6-year-olds have sex in their household without them knowing that what they're doing at 5 and 6 is wrong, but to let them do it as long as they don't know it's wrong. But once the children come of age and they have been doing this thing, but now they realize that to have done such things at such a young age was wrong, now the parent getting mad at the children for recognizing what they were doing was wrong, and the parent not taking culpability or responsibility for allowing it to happen for so long. It was a great ending to her show last night. If you don't follow these two ladies, I would suggest that you do. Tia had a great live last night. It was outstanding to allow a safe place for people who have been deconstructing to be able to tell their story so that they don't feel alone, so that they know that there are others out there who have been through the same thing they're going through or are currently going through the same thing that they are going through. We all need that type of support when we're on a journey. This is why the group journey is always better than the individual journey. My journey was individual. My journey was by myself. So it is great to see so many people can share their experience and walk that path in lockstep with others, with the support of others. So follow her channel. It was a great live. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.